How could this affect elections next year? I think it might be a good ploy to reduce vote buying because the deadline for the change is the 31st of January and the election is just about less than a month from that time. Could this possibly help us to reduce vote buying?
I believe so. You see, one of the problems with cash is that it leaves very little trail. So if you want to distribute 5,000 to people now, it's easier for you to do it with cash. There's no trail.
Yeah.
If you go into your account and you suddenly post 5,000 in 100 places, you will attract attention. The tracking will show in your account 5,000. What is all this for?
Yeah.
Who are these guys?
Yeah.
So you make investigation and the nailing of you easy. So this might have a positive effect on the issue of vote buying. I will also quickly mention the issue of cost. There are people who are saying, the cost, they want to use it to chop money. I said, when you go to parties in Nigeria, or especially in the Southwest, that much I know, you see people who are selling new notes.
Yeah.
Those new notes, they were not printed 20 years ago when they changed the currency. Part of what the CBN does is that on a continuous basis, it takes bad notes out of circulation and reprints them.
Yeah.
So it's a continuous thing to be reprinting notes. Now, ask yourself, when you are reprinting old notes, is it done for free? No, it is not free. So whether you are reprinting old notes or you are printing a new redesign, both will come at a cost.
Yeah.
Of course, maybe because we'll be printing more of a new note, or if we are migrating to a new redesign, the cost will definitely be higher. But the truth is that there is cost attached to reprinting of the old note as well. It is not free because it is old.
Okay, now that you've come to the cost, that was going to be my next question. For as per last year, I wanted to help us understand what this means in terms of the amount the CBN spends in printing banknotes. Again, to be sure, this happens on a regular basis. Now, in 2021, the CBN spent 58.618 billion naira. I'm reading this from the report, to print 2.518 billion naira notes. Valued at 1.063 trillion. What does this mean? Does this mean that we spent 58 plus billion naira to print 2.5 billion naira, or that we printed notes, if you count them one by one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2.518 billion? How does it make sense to spend 58 billion to print 2.5 billion? Please help me understand that.
58 billion to print
2.5, and it's actually valued at 1.063 trillion.
So that is the value. It's the value that you might need
to look at.
Now take a look at.
Okay.
Of course, in terms of printing, what will drive printing is the number of actual notes, the count of the notes that are printed.
Yeah.
If I'm printing 100 notes, it will cost less than if I'm printing 200 notes, irrespective of the denomination that is that currency is.
Yeah.
So I'm even glad that you brought up the issue of the cost of the last year.
Yeah.
So last year there was no newly redesigned notes now. It was still the same old note, the same note that we have, right?
That's correct.
And there is a cost attached to printing it. So even if you change the design, maybe it is color blue, you change it to color green, you will still spend money. Either way, either it is old note or new note, it takes money to print notes.
Yeah. So now that means this is even good. If we're looking at a value, that means we spent 58.613 billion naira to print 1.063 trillion naira. So, I mean, that's not a bad deal. One more thing, because this is a continuation from our conversation at 5. One of the other feedback I got in the morning that this is a ploy by our leaders to steal money. I still have not been able to ration out how that's going to work. But they think that in declaring how much the CBN spends in printing money, that some fraud might be going on there. Maybe the cost is inflated. Is there a possibility at all of this?
Well, there are always possibilities of fraud in everything we do. We just need to clean this nation properly. I'm also aware of the fact that our people love contracts. anything that has to do with contracts, they just generally love it. They make money, when contracts are going out. So you cannot totally outrule the possibility that there are personal gains at some corners or the other that will be involved in this matter. But we should look at the bigger picture. And that is my advocacy on this matter.